name is Todd Witham. I'm the athletic director and head football coach here at LFO, and it's my privilege tonight to be able to welcome you to what I think has become one of the best events that we have each year, and it's Meet the Warriors. Meet the Warriors is designed to introduce you to the various sports teams and organizations that are going to be actively involved in the fall. And I think we've got a good night for it. I think it's the last cool day in August, so we're okay. Actually, with the sun setting and the bleachers there, you guys in the shade, I think we're going to be okay tonight. But what we're going to do over the next few minutes is we're going to let the coaches and the sponsors come up and introduce the athletes and members of their groups and talk a little bit about what's going to be going on here in the fall at LFO. One of the things that I like to say as we embark on the evening is it is remarkable to me, and I've been doing this 18 years, it's remarkable to me the amount of time and commitment that is given by these young people. And they have so many talents, and they work so hard to develop those talents, that we're really blessed to have such active groups and athletes. So over the fall, we're going to really enjoy watch these groups do what they do on the field, on the band playing, the football team playing, the cross-country team running, the volleyball team who has a big tournament tomorrow, the softball team who's been playing tonight, the cheerleaders cheering. So it's going to be a lot of fun. At this time, I'd like to turn over the mic to Mr. Weaver. He's going to say a few words on behalf of the administration.
Good evening. I just wanted to give my sentiments for Ms. Vandiver. Most of y'all may not know she had knee surgery this summer, and she really wasn't even supposed to be back to work yet, so that's why she's not here talking to you now. We sent her home with some ice, and hopefully she'll get some therapy and heal up, and I know she would appreciate your prayers on that. I also wanted to give you my feeling about this upcoming year and express my appreciation and the whole administrative appreciation for all of the hard work that your kids, these students, have put into making this year and this athletic season a great one. I know without your influence as parents, bringing them up here and taking them home, driving them around, it would never happen, and I want you to know I appreciate it. I've coached a long time, and I know what it takes to have a team and put a good product on the field and the court, and I want you to know from the bottom of my heart I appreciate it. To you students, we want to tell you how much we appreciate all your hard work, getting up in the morning, coming out here sweating, working all summer, and putting the school before yourself and what you want to do, and we appreciate that. And hopefully we'll have a great year. We'll be praying for each and every one of you. Hopefully you'll grow as students and as people. Thank you.
That is not the way you
A couple of things before we get started. Tonight, if you're interested in reserve parking or season tickets for the upcoming football season, we'll have some of those available. You'll see Trevor Gwynn. Trevor's down here on the visor on the track. Trevor, raise your hand. Trevor will be happy to help you with that if you're still interested in that. Pictures. If your group has had pictures from school days, I think a lot of you found the tent coming in here, but if you're interested in get those pictures or arranging when you might get those pictures, please see them. We're also selling the Cityscope magazine, High School Preview. It's the really nice magazine that's been out the last few years. All the proceeds of that go to local high schools, so if you're interested in one of those, you can get that at the concession stand and help the football program. This time, I'd like to introduce Coach Watkins, who's going to come and talk about the cross-country team.
Hello. How's everybody today? How's my hair looking? You know, my girls basketball team, they kind of sent me out a couple of weeks ago. I cut my own hair, and sometimes I accidentally forget to leave a spot here and there. And they let me walk around for a good little while with something that looked like a mustache in the back of my head. And then afterwards they told me about it. I owe you guys for that. Anyway, we're here to talk about the upcoming season. We actually started on August 1st, and those of you who have been outside know that it's very hot. With that in mind, it takes a lot of commitment for these young people to get out before school starts, come out and start running to prepare for a season. And the work that they put in up until this point, we saw a little bit of the fruit of that on yesterday. We had a meet at Baylor High School yesterday, and we had some pretty fast times compared to where we started last year. So I'm excited about that. Also, if you look at the sheer numbers, we have 30, there's a few that are not here today, but we have 30 young people who have decided to make the commitment to, this is a tough sport. It's a really tough sport. I did it when I was in high school about 25 pounds ago. About 20. More like 50 according to Coach Weaver. But yeah, I love the fact that you have to make a strong commitment to have some success. With anything, you have to have a strong commitment. But I'm not going to take a lot of your time. Just want to thank you for coming out. And we expect some big things this year. Last year, it's my first year as head coach, we were really, really close to making it to the state. I think we have a good group of young ladies as well as young men enough to make it there this year. So hopefully next year when I'm talking to you, we'll be talking to you about some of the successes that we've had this past year. First thing I'd like to do is introduce our captains for this year, and I'm going to let them do the remaining speaking. So again, thanks again for coming out. Our first captain, and I call her Izzy Carter. Come on out. Izzy really worked hard. She started running a few years ago. When she's out there, she inspires me. She inspires me because she is a no-quit type of person. She's out, she's fighting, and she's trying to fight for the team. And so that's really, really inspiring for me. Also, we have Charles. Charles has taken over some leadership roles this year. Last year we had a very strong leader in Terry Ellis, and he graduated. We haven't missed a beat. The students, they do most of the leading. I'm just here as a facilitator. So at this time, I will turn it over to Charles.
How y'all doing this afternoon? As you can see, we got a bunch of guys out here, so let's get through this. It'll be a while. All right, for the girls, first we got a freshman girl, Alicia Leverett. For our sophomore girl, Ashley Hester. For our senior girls, Emily Farmer. I already met Izzy, and actually we're missing two. It's Arlena Hemming and Katie Shelley. Oh, seriously, my bad. I'm real bad at this. All right, now for the guys, our freshman guys. Mr. Zane Henry. Mr. Marcel Sky. Mr. Matthew Kersley. Mr. Austin Willingham. Mr. Nathan and Nick Goodell. Mr. Jay Lee. And Mr. Jacob Kingston. For your sophomore boys, Ryan Hall. Terrell. Mr. Terry, no, I'm just kidding. Mr. Tyler Ellis. Mr. Noah Harris. Mr. Noah Flowers. For your juniors, Mr. Ken Wallen. Mr. Brooks Hyde. And Mr. Jared Garrison. And finally, for your seniors, Jonathan Yip. Hunter Woodward. Javon Lewis. And Tyler Seaborn. Hey y'all, we and we plan to take the state, baby. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, at this time we're going to hear from the volleyball team, Coach Norwood.
They did. This is a lot of people that have yeah, that's true. Yeah. I don't know if I can or not. Maybe.
I'm Coach Norwood. This is Coach Erica Foster. Our volleyball team, just like cross country, started August the 4th. We've already played 10 matches. We have 7 wins and 3 losses. And like Coach Wheeler said, we'll be hosting a tournament tomorrow. So this is a first time adventure for us, so I hope it goes well. Last year we did make it to state playoffs, and I think that we'll have a very good chance at that again this year. I have 7 seniors on my team, and I'm going to have our captains introduce the players.
We're going to start with the seniors. Nayeli Gomez. Julie Grubb. Kathy Mabry. Gabby Pace. Jessica Sorecki. And Brandy Simpson. For our juniors, we have Ashley Adamson. Sophomores, Sydney Eves. Rachel Harwood. And that's all. And now our JV captains will introduce the JV.
Hey everyone, I'm going to announce the JV players. We have Megan Bell, who's not here, and Kaylin Graham, Emma Lineberger, Anna McNabb, Leah Oliver, Kaylee Palomino, Kaylee Ralston, Alexis Abraham, who's not here, Caitlin Ballard, Maddie Graham, Grayson Hobbs, Jerry L. and Jerry Ann Jackson, Allie Kelly, and Haley Way, who's not here either.
She worked that one well, too. Yeah.
Thank you. And as Coach mentioned, I'm going to plug it again. We're real excited about that tournament tomorrow in the new gym. This is the first chance we've had to host a big tournament using both gyms, so it ought to be a packed house, a lot of fun. Please come out if you can. This time we're going to hear from Coach Gray, a little bit about the softball team who just finished up down the hill there. So Coach is just now getting here.
That's what I said.
10, they play at 10.
Okay. Yeah. This is
Thank you. I apologize for our team not being able to be here. We just finished our 3rd region game, and right now we are 6-2, and we are 3-0 in our region. And we have a really great bunch of girls this year. We have 5 seniors that have just been the rock of our team. And we also have 5 freshmen in that mix as well as 2 juniors and 4 sophomores. So we're really proud of them this year, and we open up our away play against Ringgold on Tuesday. So anybody that would be able to come support us, we'd appreciate it. Thank you.
This time we're going to hear from Coach Willis, who's going to talk about the cheerleading squad.
Can you put your knees in my back? Put your knees in my back. That's how it is.
Hello.
I'm Coach Willis, and over here we have Coach Kane and Coach Bethune. Wave, ladies. There you go. Those are our assistant coaches when together we coach these fantastic girls. We're going to go ahead and introduce them to you. We're going to start with our freshmen. First up, we have Lacey Bridges, who's on junior varsity football and varsity basketball. Next, we have Anastasia Cardwell, who's on junior varsity football and varsity basketball. Next, we have Michelle Dunn, who's on varsity football and competition. Then we have Hannah Ellman, who's on varsity football and competition. Next up is Maggie Gunn, who's on varsity football and competition. We've got Lindsay Marks, who's on junior varsity football and varsity basketball. We have Haley Moore, who's on junior varsity football. Becca Rich, who's on junior varsity football and varsity basketball. Deandra Rowe, who's on varsity football and competition. Haley Tipton, who's on varsity football and competition. Raslyn Valdez, who's on varsity football and competition. Gabriella Wilburn, who's on varsity football and competition. Now I'd like to introduce our sophomores. First we have Ariel Barnes, who's on varsity football and competition. We've got Kayla McMahon, who's on varsity football and competition. We've got Lexi Pantages, who's on junior varsity football and varsity basketball. Aniston Robinette, who's on varsity football and competition. Haley Wallen, who's on junior varsity football and varsity basketball. Rachel Wiley, who's on varsity football and competition. And Brittany Wright, who's on junior varsity football. Next up, we've got our juniors. We're going to start with Brooke Byram, who's on varsity football and competition. We have Michaela DeBerry, who's on varsity basketball. We have Brianna Flowers, who's on varsity football and competition. Savannah Griffith, who's on varsity football and competition. Jasmine Jernigan, who's on varsity basketball. Emily Penley, who's on varsity football and competition. Savannah Ryans, who's on varsity football and competition. Chelsea Souter, who's on varsity football and competition. And Katie Walker, who's on varsity football and competition. And finally, we have our seniors. We have Nadia Lewis, who's on varsity football and competition. Abby Maynard, who's on varsity football and competition. And Adriana Rios, who's on varsity basketball. Alright, the girls have been working hard all summer and they're so excited to perform for you. So we're going to have them perform a quick little cheer and Christmas time. They are fantastic as far as attitude goes. They've come all summer. They worked so hard, so they're ready to go for you as soon as we get into formation. So let's hear it for our 2014-2015 LFO cheerleaders.
Lakeview Warriors, back once again. The red and the white.
Thank you, ladies. One common theme that you keep hearing all night is hard work. And as we said at the outset, that's one reason I really like this night, is because we get to recognize these young people for that hard work. It's my pleasure now to talk just a few minutes about the football team. Football team's getting ready to open up a week from tonight. We're on the road at Gordon Lee. 2 weeks from tonight, we have our first home game against Heritage, so it ought to be a lot of fun right out of the gate. 2 big rivalry games to start the season. Just like the other groups, we've been working hard. It seems like if you want to be good at something, these days it's almost a year-round endeavor. It's no different for us. After the season was over, a lot of these guys got started in the weight room. A lot of guys were in other sports, but they were still working out either during the day or on their own. But so we've been at it for quite a while, and I know they're ready, chomping at the bit to get down to Chickamauga next week. We've had a good summer, good camp leading up to next week. Before I introduce the players and the coaches, a couple of announcements. We're going to host a spirit night at Casa Amigos across the street. They're going to do a spirit night for the football team. That'll be next Saturday night. So if everybody can come out and have some nachos and some tacos, help support the team, it ought to be a good way to celebrate our victory from the previous Friday night down in Chickamauga. Also, really excited about this next announcement. We're going to try something this year, and this came about as part of our new facilities. We're going to try to have a tailgate alley, and what we're proposing to do, starting with our first home game against Heritage, is to shut down the road from the end of the field house, which it currently is for reserved parking, and allow different student groups, clubs, organizations, boosters to put tents along the road from the field house up to the ticket booth. And that'll be a great way to have some time to be together, have food, tailgate, enjoy the evening, and get ready to come watch some football. And in talking with Mr. Stickler, how we're going to try to organize it for the football team and the bands is when the football team completes their pregame warm-up at about 7 o'clock, we'll go down the steps here and out the double gates beside the bleachers onto the road where people out in the tailgate alley can come out and be with the team and kind of have a little pregame celebration as we walk down into the front of the field house. As we are walking in front of the field house, the band is going to be in formation just below the field house, and they'll be playing as we go in. And as we go in the field house, they'll be coming up to take the field for their pregame activities. So it's a good chance for all of us to come together, have a little bit of spirit, and get ready to come up and enjoy the ball game. So hopefully everybody take advantage of that. We're going to try to do that for Heritage. Ought to be a good ball game. Okay, this time what I'm going to do is introduce the team. First, I'm going to introduce the coaches. The coaches won't be here for me to introduce because they're scouting. They're down in Tryon watching Gordon Lee, so hopefully they'll get some good stuff for us. Our offensive coordinator is Houston White. Defensive coordinator is Tommy Morrell. Assistant coach is Ben Bolden. Chris Eves, Trevor Gwynn, Daniel Hearn. Aaron Brock is our trainer, and Caleb Barnes is our manager. At this time, I'm going to call the team out. The players will come down the track. If you will, hold your applause to the end, and we'll just give them one big applause after I've read their names out. All right, Caleb Barnes, manager. Come on, Caleb. Good job. Austin Cope. Sam Eves, number 3. Number 4, Bryce Donahue. Number 5, John Reed. 6, Ryan Keefe. 7, Douglas Hager. 8, Grayson Avens. 9, Zach Cagle. 10, Jonathan Howell. 11, Blake Sweeten. 14, Cameron Holcomb. 16, Nick Farmer. 17, Chandler Bell. 18, Charles Davis. 19, Devin Duncan. 20, Hayden Griffin. 22, Dylan Hardison. 23, Jared Powell. 27, Jadarius King. 29, Jacob Mayhew. 32, Austin Mazzalonic. 35, Cole Templin. 36, Shamar Cato. 37, Elijah Privet. 39, Jacob Flanagan. 41, Christopher Newsom. 43, Demetrius Hubbard. 44, Jesse Flanagan. 45, Jacob Hood. 46, Brian Stewart. 47, Dustin McBriar. 48, Cameron Pewitt. 49, Drew Woodard. 50, Brian Rich. 51, Avery Saunders. 52, Lee McCracken. 53, Jacob Michael. 54, Josh Wright. 56, Chase Smith. 57, Tanner Alvester. 58, Jacob Ivester. 59, Bryson Suggs. 60, Will Wooten. 61, Tyler Simpson. 62, Tremaine Taylor. 63, Jonathan Kutcher. 64, Connor Lee. 65, Frankie Pinkston. 66, Riley Howe. 68, Juan Rodriguez. 70, Thomas Thompson. 71, Zane Crowder. 72, Nick Culpepper. 76, Patrick McCracken. 77, Kane Suttles. 78, Bailey Standifer. 79, Jake Bass. 80, Jordan Burgess. And Jordan is one of our senior leaders and unfortunately suffered an ACL in our scrimmage last week, so that's a really tough thing. Let's give Jordan a round of applause. '82, Tanner Bennett. 83, Darius King. 85, Zach Vaughn. 86, Jacob Foxworth. 89, Tristan Bennett. And 91, Brian Burke. This is your 2014 LFO football team. Again, ought to be a great night next Friday. Please come down to Chickamauga. If you can't make it there, for sure be here for Heritage. And be here early, I would say. This time I'm going to ask the football team to turn around, sit down. We're going to watch the band play, so I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Stickler.
Thank you, Coach Wyndham. Isn't this a great evening tonight? It's great to see everybody here. We've got a lot of exciting things going on here at LFO, not only with the sports teams, but in the band. We've got a lot of new things happening. I'm not sure if you've seen what's going on, but you have it for both the middle school and high school band room. Got some renovations this year. We got new carpet and paint. They're in the middle of finishing up the acoustical panels and tiles, so if you get a chance to come see the band rooms, you should. They really look nice, new paint and everything, and we hope that you see that. Also, if you notice in the back with my drum line, we have new drum equipment this year, and it's really cool stuff, so we're excited about that as well. So it's going to be a banner year. If you get a chance, would you please let our principals know, let our school board and superintendent know about the appreciation of the support that they give for all these programs here. We're very fortunate here in Catoosa County that we have strong support for our extracurricular activities. There's a lot of places where they don't get this support, and everybody's on their own, and it's great to see everybody out here. So I want to make sure, let them know, send them an email if you see them in the store, say, hey, thanks for looking out for our kids and looking out for what's best for Catoosa County, and just spend that little bit of time, because that always makes a big difference. Before we get started, I'd like to introduce my staff this year. The Director of Bands at Lakeview Middle School and Assistant Director of Bands here at LFO. It's Miss Jacqueline Miller, Mrs. Jacqueline Miller. Color guard instructor and also science teacher here at LFO, Miss Ashley Wagner. We have a student teacher that's going to be working for both our programs throughout the semester. She's from UTC, and that's Miss Katie Bennett. And over here, he helps us out with drum majors, and he also helps us out during band camp. This is Mr. Corey Ortwine. And one of our percussion instructors, we have two percussion instructors. Both of them are alumni of the program. First, Alex Pittman, he's at Jacksonville State University as a senior in music education major, and he can't be here this evening. But we have James Dunwoody, who's a freshman at UTC this year as a music education major. So he's been helping us out. So thank you, James. I'm Mr. Stickler, Rich Stickler. I've been the band director here at LFO for 16 years now, and it just seems like yesterday that I got here, and it's been an exciting career here at LFO. We've really had a lot of fun, and we've always loved playing for all of you guys. Our student leadership this year, our drum major is Austin Outerhole. And then our band captain this year is Dina Carter. And our color guard captains are Ashley Ray and Bailey Linderfeld. what I'm going to do is I'm going to call the band members names out very quickly. They're going to wave. Let's wait and hold the applause so we can get through this so we can play for you tonight. On flute, Kaylee Reese, Christy Song, Maddie Lewis, Nikki Parker, Alex Lightfoot, Ramala Rizvik, Christina Wooden, Courtney Cox, Candace Gooch, Kaylee Tinch, and Libby Wilson Roach, and Lucy Wamsley. That's our flute section. On clarinet, Cameron Kuhn, Morgan Barnes, Michaela Brown, Mary Wade, Isabel Beasley, Alyssa DeCourse, Mariah Mosley, Kayla Weaver, Jessica Carpenter, Christina Kim, Maddie Williams, and Kelly Thacker. Our saxophone section, Warren Sargent, Zach Brogdon, Katie Johnson, Garrett Peterson, Kinsey Farmer, Hannah Mulkey, Abby Stokes, Caitlin Hyde, let me flip the page here, Isla Kojic, Tyler Prebula, that's our tenor saxophone. Our mighty trumpet section, Jensen Kimball, Brandy McNabb, Joseph Moon, Drake Evans, Bailey Evett, Devin Lentz, Aubrey Rains, Andrew Simi, Stephen Holgan, Megan Trusley, China Blevins, Clayton Cagle, and Caitlin Tipton. French horns. Wait for the jet to fly. French horns, Jared Poti, Kenna McNelly, and Amy Howard. Our trombone low brass section, Rachel Gunn, Harley Gray, Tommy Yin, Alicia Porter, Alex Young, Miguel Gonzalez, Greg Talent, Dina Carter, Jalen Ninrat, Reed Kilpatrick, and on tuba, Caitlin Deland, Chris Carter, Austin Davis, and Justin Smith. That's our low brass section. Our percussion section and our front ensemble here, Colton McLemore, Riley Robertson, Ricky Howard, Christina Arp. Then we have Matthew Burt, Connor Daniels, Phoenix Moore, Easton Gwynn, Emily Owen, Jake Reed, Carson Walker, Skylar Harmon, Valerie King, Suman Moon, David Watson, and Kelsey McNabb. And finally in our color guard, Emma Ryder, Holly Helms, Kayla Hurley, Bailey Lingerfeld, Kayla Morris, Brittany Westbrook, Haley Harmon, Melissa Meese, and Ashley Ray. Our show this year is kind of cool. It's actually, the opener is based on the music of Daft Punk. And if you guys remember, there was a group called Pentatonics, the a cappella group that won the sing-off here a couple years ago. And this is a medley of Daft Punk tunes that we're going to be playing based on the Pentatonics version. So we're going to go and play our opener right now, which is the Daft Punk medley. This is Pompeii. We encourage you to sing along as well. We're going to bring the drum line up. We're going to feature them at the beginning of their closer this year. We're going to bring some Fallout Boy out. We did a whole Fallout Boy show a few years back, and we're going to do this last tune. The Fallout Boys also made a comeback as a group. They kind of went out of obscurity for a few years, and then they brought this album back and did very well. And this song, the long title is My Songs Didn't Know What You Did in the Dark Last Night, but it's also known as Light 'Em Up. So we hope you enjoy our closer, which is the Fallout Boy and Light 'Em Up. Listen back from the line. our show this year. We hope you enjoy that. If you like one of these t-shirts that the band's wearing, our show shirts, go see the Booster Club over here where they have the barbecue dinner tonight. And you can either buy one if we have any left or make an order. We'd love for you to all be wearing those in the stands. But again, we hope you enjoy the show. We hope we'll get to see you here in the near future. I'm going to give this back to Coach Wyndham. Thanks again.
All right, as we close down, a brief reminder, if anybody wants to get reserved parking or season tickets, go see Trevor over here. Thank you, parents. Thank you, students. We are LFO, and together we are Warriors Strong. Go Warriors.